Welcome to the Dog Chug. Roger, Ross, how is it going today? What a big day.
I want to know how you're doing, man, after you chugged all that liquor and then you just chugged a beer right before the show started.
You guys actually think there was liquor in those? That was all water.
Hey, at least it wasn't breast milk this time.
Yeah.
Point.
Chit milk.
Wow. So what a day. We went from literally thinking we're going to win this division. Roger went from hating Deshaun Watson to loving Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, being his number one fan.
An hour later, he's out for the season.
You know what, man? I'm working today. I had to go out on a job site today. There's an inspection, build a firehouse, right? And these block walls, you don't get no reception. So I was busy this morning. I didn't look at my phone all morning. I get in the van. I'm on the phone. I'm driving. And I stopped at Burger King. You ever have one of those Burger King chicken wraps? Not a bad little sandwich. But the guy that's working, I have my Browns hat on. He's in the window. He's like, ha. He left. He says, how about Deshaun Watson? And I'm like, how about him? I was like, we're going to beat you this week, right? So I get my food. I ain't thinking nothing about it. Somebody calls. So I'm in Kent when I finally turn on the radio and I hear the news. And I got the Yinzer at Burger King laughing at me. And and I don't even know why, you know. And I almost wrecked.
Wow.
Almost wrecked. I've had a broken heart. Like he left me at the dance.
The good news in all this is that Ross is finally going to be able to attend Browns games now because
my no attending when Deshaun started. That was my silent protest I had. I was still cheering for the team. So now if I don't make a game, it just means I'm a really shitty fan.
Jessica. Hello, Jessica.
Or I don't want to deal with the cold weather or some kind of crappy excuse.
Nick Rizzo, too.
And
look at
full cast.
Cassandra.
Trying to see if I'm still alive. For now, I am. Probably going to puke on this show, but we'll get to that. All right. Well, first of all, we got to staple the show, right? When the Browns win, which we did. We had a big win.
Yeah.
We have a very special guest on. So let's bring on Eddie to do his chug. Welcome to the Dog Chug, Eddie.
Eddie, it's always good to see you.
Appreciate it. What a weird day. What a weird ass day, huh?
Wow.
It is a weird ass day.
So Roger, I too was at work, but I was on my phone. So we're in this meeting, and I'm supposed to travel, and then I'm going to be traveling somewhere else after that. Okay, great. Right as we're in this meeting, I look down, and it says Deshaun Watson's out for the season. I was like, huh? I really thought it was a parody account. But then I remembered I don't have parody account sent to my phone. And it's really Adam Schefter tweeting what the Browns sent out. And I was just like, huh. Wow. Well, that's real shitty. So luckily I was driving a lot of the day, so I didn't really think about it. And now it is what it is. It can't be changed. So
man,
we're still gonna win. We're still gonna win Sunday, and we're still gonna win the division. Probably the Super Bowl too.
So you know what? Deshaun Watson didn't get us to 6-3, really. You know, a lot of defense and luck. but defense.
Luck, buddy. A lot more defense and luck.
I'm not throwing in a towel.
He did get us from 5-3 though to 6-3.
He did.
Yeah.
Roger. All right.
There's nowhere to go but up.
That's
Eddie,
right.
I heard you have
That's not actually true, but
I heard you have an amazing chug planned for tonight.
I don't know if it's an amazing chug, but it's one filled with joy because we just won and beat the Ravens in a huge game that sent us into a catastrophic euphoria where we're just like, yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl, right? Oh yeah. And then today, fast forward, a couple days later, oh hey guys, your quarterback's out. Sorry. Oh, okay. We're still gonna beat the shit out of Pittsburgh, and I hate them. I hate their fan base. I hate everything about the Steelers. I don't hate the actual people that are fans of the Steelers, just the fans in general. Like the overall, like my family is Steelers fans. I don't hate them. I hate the conception of they think they're better than everyone, and they suck.
I'm so confused. You don't hate the people that root for the Steelers.
The actual people, like I don't hate my mother for loving the Steelers. I just
come on,
I'm of the Steelers.
What kind
to
of
be
fan
fair,
are you?
I hate your mother for rooting for the Steelers.
That's fair. That's fair. I can understand that. I mean, you can't take it back. So it's been said. That's all right. You drank a whole cup of liquor, so I don't even know if you even know what words are right now.
Well, fair enough. I know that your mom's a cunt.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay, he's trying to. Oh, there goes.
Hey.
monetization.
All right, Eddie. What are you drinking tonight, Eddie?
This is a Blockhouse Brewing double chocolate block.
Wow.
It's pretty
All
tasty.
right.
By the way, I just want
That
to tell you,
sounds thick.
Eddie's mom is not a cunt. Take that back.
You wanted to make sure
Yeah.
YouTube picked up that C word. I get it.
Right. That it further pushes us forward somehow, some way.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
Oh man.
Our Steelers guest that's coming on later said, Eddie, I love your mom.
Well, that's great. I love my mom too. Appreciate that.
I love Eddie's mom.
To an epic win.
To Eddie's mom.
Yeah,
To
Eddie's
my mom. To Deshaun Watson being out and we're not fucked, but we are. Oh, I said the F word. Sorry. And to fuck the Steelers. Let's say it again.
Ooh.
Good Ed. Put him down,
Man,
Ed. There you
look at
go.
that. It's still going.
Atta boy. We can always count on Ed.
I'll see you guys next Wednesday. I also have the rest of the network at Chug, but I've been busy this week, so I haven't got to do that. But next Wednesday, I'll see you guys same time, same place. We'll do it again.
We love
Awesome,
you,
man.
Eddie, for coming on. Sorry for my poor liver. And yeah, go Browns. We're gonna have you on next week.
I'm
for sure.
hoping. Yeah, we're gonna have you on next week. I'm hoping to catch you on one of the network 2 and 6 post game shows, pre-game shows, or even a Thursday night show. Maybe
Well,
I'll catch you there and
Thursday
partner
night.
up with you with one of those.
I'll be there Thursday night, tomorrow night.
Yep. All right.
There it is. Look at that. He was a
I'm
pro.
fucking 2 and 6. I'm doing the
Look at that.
work, man. Roach has been on me.
All right, and because this is an amazing episode, we have another guest that's going to do a victory chug.
Whoa.
Should we bring him on? Welcome back to the Dog Chug, BG.
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 In the house.
What are you drinking there?
Coors Light.
I love it.
That's Andy's chug
That's an
beer.
Andy staple.
Yeah, choice, man.
There you go.
All right, BG. I just wanted you to come on tonight. We had an amazing win. Let's ignore what happened today, because at the end of the day, like when I asked you on, that was before we knew this news. And what I want to say is, like, oh my God, you have put your your confidence of this team out there more than anyone that I know. You believed in this team. You believed in Kevin Stefanski. You believed in the quarterback. You believed it was all going to come together and be something amazing. You have believed in it so much that you've gotten fire from so many people. So many people have come out and attacked you, called you a homer, made fun of you, whatever. You dealt with all that. You watched that game on Sunday like I did. There was no better feeling coming away from that game. The Browns took care of business. They dealt with so much adversity. We have new adversity to deal with. Well, let's ignore that. I just want to know what you're feeling right now. Like, what was it like to come out of that game? Basically, everything that you said was going to happen happened, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, when we talked over the summer, I mentioned the fact that I've seen all the signs of an organization that was actually coming together. Okay. From owner to front office to coaching, the head coach. I truly believed at that point that the quarterback and the head coach were, thinking with the same brain. And everything was eventually going to come to fruition. And we were going to have an amazing season. And we started to see that in the Tennessee game, right? And it just all started to fall into place for them. And then, boom, he gets hurt again, okay? Then he has to set out some more time, which sets it back even further. He finally makes it back, and now we are where we are again, this time pretty much for the rest of the year. But everything I really wanted to talk about, let's talk about the Baltimore game first. And I don't know who was around to see this or not, but that win, and I really, really had to think about this. That win against Baltimore, the only other win, even with the cardiac kids of the Brian Sipe era, the only other win I could think of in that dramatic type excuse me, fashion was when Bernie threw for damn near 500 yards against the Jets in double overtime to beat them in the playoffs. That was the only other win I could correlate that to, and at the time, I didn't know he had a broken shoulder. I didn't know he had a high ankle sprain. I just saw the kid make high-level throws, scramble out 16 yards, get the game-winning drive, and I really oh, my God, is this actually happening? And even up to the point before the kick was made, trust me, I was sweating it. I'm like, please go in, please go in, please go in. And it went in. And that's what I reflected on for the last day and a half. And what I really wanted to talk about was the amazing job that this staff has done. I mean, if you really think about it, what Kevin Stefanski and his staff all the way around, from Chad O'Shea to Bill Callahan to Stump Mitchell to AVP to Jim Schwartz and everybody he has on his staff, Bubba Ventrone, under the adversity that this team has had to face this year, losing Nick Chubb, losing your starting tackle, both starting tackles, working with fourth and fifth starting tackles, the musical chairs that was going on. It was just, it's a truly, I don't know of a better coaching job going on in the NFL right now. I really don't. It's simply amazing to me. And that's what I wanted to really come on here and exemplify of where we are right now with the state of the Browns. But then the news broke today. So now you've got everybody out there saying, oh my God, here we go. It's all over with. People questioning starting DTR over Walker, which I actually happen to agree with, by the way. I agree with them going with DTR over PJ Walker, but that's another story. I just think up to date, what's been going on has just been an amazing job done by this organization. I still think they're heading in the right direction. And sorry about that. But yeah, I had so many other things I wanted to say before this news broke today, and it's
yeah,
you know what I mean. But I also believe
you also drank 10, shots of liquor before.
Yeah, and it's. What about Coach Stefanski?
Yes, sir. What about him?
My thing with Coach Stefanski is this, and he excels when he has a quarterback that's maybe not. I mean, some of his best work is with quarterbacks. Look at Kirk Cousins. Look at Case Keenum. Baker Mayfield, broken Baker Mayfield. And the list with and of course last year with Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett, yeah, who's doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you give him a game manager and he can draw up a game plan. For somebody to manage a game with this defense. This season's just starting. And I got faith in Stefanski is why and our defense.
Roger, what are you asking, BG?
Pardon? I'm not asking him anything. I'm just conversing with him. Was I posing you a question?
No. I agree with you, Raj. No. I agree with everything you said.
You can jump in anytime.
And what a lot of the talk has been is he wasn't able to bring out the best in Deshaun and the man doesn't have a magic wand, number one. Number two, live action game reps is what actually counts. And with all the think about all the stops and starts that we've had with Deshaun so far. There's no way to get that into any kind of continuity or any kind of chemistry. It needs to be consistent, which, unfortunately with the injuries, we didn't have that chance to see that come to fruition. And again, like I said, I go back to the Tennessee game. Had he not gotten hurt in the Tennessee game up until this point, I think we would have saw the evolution of what the offense would. I think Stefanski and Deshaun had envisioned it to be, but we didn't get to see that chance. And I mean, the other thing I'll point out is, I heard all day today, and this pretty much is the last thing I'll say about this, is how this trade has been a disaster. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And here's the reason why. Okay. Let's say, for example, he came in, we made the trade, and he was totally toxic in the locker room. Okay. Well, we've seen that before, right? Toxic locker rooms. Let's say he came in and totally just headbutted with the coaching staff and everything else. Well, we saw that, AKA Baker Mayfield. Or let's just say he came in and was a total jackass off the field, AKA Johnny Manziel. We've seen that before. But none of those things are the issue here. None of them.
The thing is, Deshaun Watson,
he can't do anything about injuries. Yeah. So we still have 3 more years to figure out whether this trade was a good one or a bad one. But to say that it's a totally bad one at this particular point, I just don't think that's
right. And that whole narrative is put on hold for now. I mean, it's like it's too early to tell. My whole thing with this, because I gave you a hard time with Stefanski because I was irate when he when I don't know what the hell he did, but I do that with every manager and head coach. And I just wanted to. Stefanski to me knows how to manage a game with a subpar quarterback, and I have faith in him. Go ahead, Andy. I thought you were going to say something.
Oh,
nope. You were just drinking. I saw him open another bottle.
All I know is that this organization and this coaching staff and just the whole thing is just heading in such a great direction, even though it looks bleak right now. I don't think it will, because honestly, what I think is going to happen here, and this is just what I think, speak for myself, is Kevin's going to go into his office, and he's going to dust off the old playbook with Baker Mayfield. And he's going to employ that offense with the rollouts, the throwing on the run, you know what I mean? Because DTR can do that. There's still RPOs you can run with him. And I think it's going to be a heavy personnel. You're looking at 12 and 13 personnel. Run the shit out of the ball. Just be efficient. Right now is all we need out of this offense. Just be efficient. Move the chains. Let the defense do what they can do. And Raj, I think you pointed it out earlier. We won games without Deshaun when he was hurt. Okay. Yeah. Against quality teams. It wasn't like we won, against we didn't play the one in whatever Cardinals every game. So it's still within our reach. And the reason why I think he's going to DTR is I don't think he trusts PJ Walker. I just don't think he does. Because if you look at the San Francisco game, the first game he started, he was told, don't throw the ball on that rollout. Run out of bounds, get down, whatever. But what did PJ Walker do? He threw the ball. Okay? In Seattle, he was told, throw the ball out of bounds. Throw it out of bounds. If there's nothing there, throw it out of bounds. What did he do? Try to make a play, bounce it off a helmet, interception, we lose. I think Stefanski's totally lost confidence in PJ Walker. And I also believe, and everybody's going back to the Baltimore game with DTR. Listen, you just can't change a game plan 45 minutes before kickoff. It doesn't happen like that. There's no way you can do that. The kid wasn't ready for it, obviously. He got killed. However, with a full week to prepare for him, with a full week to put a game plan together for him, I think that we are going to be in good shape, and Stefanski will be able to manage the game much more properly. And I actually think we win the game this Sunday. I really do. I don't think we lose. And if we win, we go to 7-3, fellas, we're heading to the playoffs. I'm telling you right now. I have that much confidence in Kevin Stefanski and in his scheme and in his operations, and especially the running game. Even though we don't have Nick Chubb anymore, I still think that we could be that effective. So,
All right.
All right.
Why don't you? What else? I think you wanted to say something about Veterans Day.
Yes.
Let's go with that.
Yes.
oh yeah, okay. So we're at the end of the segment. Listen, and I know you guys are all about having fun on this, this show and everything else like that. And
Some things are more important than fun.
I could respect that, but Veterans Day has just passed us. And I wanted to speak to my veterans first. If you're struggling or if you're going through anything, please seek help. Please do it. I mean, all of us, because I'm a veteran myself, all of us are going through something. And I'm going to finally admit on a public forum that I'm struggling myself. And I've ignored the signs for 30 plus years. I have ignored the signs that my mother tried to bring to my attention, my father tried to bring to my attention, my brother, and especially my wife over the last 26 years has brought to my attention. And I've ignored those signs. I've recently, and this isn't sort of embarrassing to share, but I feel like I have to. I've recently been diagnosed with PTSD, severe anxiety, and depression. And I have now finally, because of my wife, I have sought help and have sought therapy. But I almost believe that if I would have listened to the people that cared about me 30 years ago, I might be way better than I am today. And I honestly believe I'm scared to death that I'm never going to come out of it. And that's because I let it fester for 30 years. So if you're a veteran and you have somebody in your life that has nothing but your better interest at heart, listen to them. Please, I beg you, listen to them. And for everybody else out there, and it's not just your mental health either, it's your physical health. I've ignored that for many, many years, and I'm struggling physically as well. But for everybody else out there, if you have a friend, a brother, a sister, a child, anybody that comes back from the military, excuse me, and you notice they're a different person from when they first went in, be insistent, be relentless, do whatever it is you have to do to convince that brother, sister, child, friend, cousin, whoever it is, to get help. Please, I beg all of you, because again, like I said, I ignored it for over 30 plus years now, and I'm scared to death I may never come out of it. And I'm fighting it. I'm a little bit better. I'm finally confident to come into a forum like this, because a month ago I would have never done this. I would have never had the courage to come up here and do this. Please, everybody, I hope you hear this message. I hope everybody plays this over again and sees it. It's super ass important. I mean, we always see the banners, veterans this, veterans that. Well, what are you doing for a veteran? What are you doing? And I guess my new saying is, if you know of a veteran, or if you see somebody in a grocery store that's got a veteran's hat, ask them how they're doing today. Just ask them, how are you today? You never know what you might get, and you never know who you might be able to help. So that's coming from the heart. My wife is actually very proud of me that I was able to do this tonight and come up here and speak about this, because look, I love talking about the Browns. But the reason why I'm here tonight is truly to deliver this message. And I cannot thank all of you enough, Roger, Ross, Andy, thank you so much for allowing me to deliver that tonight. And I know you got a long show, and I don't want to bore your show because it's all about fun.
Oh no,
But
BG, we had such great
Thank
conversation the other night, and
thank you.
hearing you talk so passionately about this, I'm so fucking proud to have you on here and to hear you saying that, because to me, mental health is like one of the biggest things that we don't talk about enough. And I love that you had the courage to come on here and say all that. I hope everyone heard that. If anyone knows anyone out there that, you know, is struggling, like, just go talk to them. I love your message.
Well, so you know what, Andy, it's not about me. It really isn't about me. It's about all our other veterans, because, I mean, without them, okay, without us, well, I don't want to, no. It's not about me. Without them, we would not have the blanket of security that we sleep under every night. We would not have the freedoms that we have every day. And that's past, present, and current, you know, especially the ones that have given their lives for this country. That's all I'll say. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Thank you guys for having me.
oh no, you're completely fine, BG. Thanks for bringing that up.
Appreciate you.
BG, thank you.
No worries. No, thank you. I appreciate you guys for allowing this platform to be what it is tonight. So have a good night, everybody.
BG, go Browns. Let's win.
BG, go Browns. God bless.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Thanks,
Were you
brother.
gonna chug? You were gonna chug a beer.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. You guys
There we
ready?
go.
The
Let's go.
Baltimore win was a tremendous win, a great win. Salute.
Salute.
All right, love you, BG.
Thank you,
Love
guys.
you, brother. Take care. Thank
We're
you.
doing faces.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Love you and love every single person out there that'll see this podcast. Thank you.
Thanks,
Go
BG.
All right, that was awesome. All right, we're gonna move it right along to we're gonna go from some serious stuff to the dog tug update.
All right, here we go. Yeah, Andrew Berry. Today, Andrew Berry, when asked how Browns fans should handle today's news, he said that nobody is going to pity us, and we're confident in our ability to move on. To this, 18,000 clout-chasing Browns fans posted conspiracy theories that this injury happened because the Browns botched the handling of the initial shoulder injury. And they insinuated both Kevin and Andrew Berry should be fired. What the fuck? I realize Andy tried to capitalize and do a chug tonight, but what the hell were the rest of you doing drinking bum juice this morning?
Andy did his part. God damn it.
Wait. Deshaun Watson heard that Roger First in Cuyahoga Falls had changed his tune and become a Watson Warrior. And he also heard that Roger First in Cuyahoga Falls was a diehard Michigan defender. So, in an attempt to fit in with his new neighbors, he did what any good Northeast Ohioan would do, and he removed the spring from his Gates Mills garage and laid underneath it until the whole garage door crashed down upon his shoulder, causing the injury just so Roger would lose even more followers. Wah, wah.
Paul DePodesta weighed in on today's news and said his analytics team has gotten together to come up with a guaranteed plan to ensure the team stays healthier in 2024 and the future so they can remain competitive every season. They're going to play their asses off in 13 games next season, and the 4 games against the Dirty Steelers and Ravens, they're just going to punt every single time on first down and play special teams players on defense. With this strategy in hand, they figured they'll keep all our core guys healthy. We'll lose 2 big games against the Ravens and split against the Steelers.
All right. DTR is set to start his second game this week against our rival Pittsburgh Steelers. Asked how he can come back from the dismal performance against the Baltimore Ravens on October 1st when he threw for 121 yards and 3 interceptions, he said, honestly, that game made me sick, and I decided to quit my dreams of being an NFL quarterback. So with my bags packed at the airport with the flight to my hometown, I looked up at the airport bar to see Kenny Pickett play a game for the Steelers, and I realized, oh, shit, that dude was a first-round pick and threw for 117 yards against the Jaguars. It was intercepted twice. I realized if that ugly piece of shit with the Lego hands can be successful in this league, I'm a goddamn MVP.
Oh, my God.
Wonderful.
And now we got Roger's top 10.
Lego hands. We don't have to do it. All right, we'll go through them quick. These were – I had like 5 different topics. These are the top 10 rejected Steeler game day promotions. Rejected Steeler game day promotions there in Pittsburgh. Number 10 was a Big Ben homeless vagrant fake beard giveaway day. Number 9 is James Harrison parole officer sings the national anthem. That criminal. Number 8, the first 10,000 Yinzers with a 95 or higher IQ get in free. They've never hit that mark. Number 7, Troy Polamalu bird nest bobblehead giveaway. Number 6, the Minka Fitzpatrick cheap shot Sunday night football laser light show. Number 5, TJ Watt's half off autographs for the first 90 kids. That son of a bitch charging people $50. Number 4, Le'Veon Bell's game day bong giveaway. Number 3, Plexico Burris' loaded handgun day. That was that in Columbus, those two. Number 2, and this is big in all of Appalachia, the Steelers salute to family STD awareness. And the number 1 rejected Steeler game day promotion, Kenny Pickett Tiny Kitty Mitten Day. Tiny Kitty Mitten Day.
Kenny Pickett.
And those were sent in from all of our real and imaginary friends.
All right. Well done, Roger. Well done, everyone. And
Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's get to it. We're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers this week, and we found. Well, Roger, you go on.
Well,
we found an amazing Pittsburgh Steelers fan that could come on and talk Pittsburgh Steelers Browns with us. Roger, you introduce him.
Yeah, man. It's been a while. He's a Nick Carnes antagonist, but who isn't outside of Cleveland and half of Cleveland? And I've seen his memes and he makes some pretty funny memes and he's involved. I don't know. Let's get to him. Is AJ, and he's on the outskirts of Pittsburgh.
All right, AJ, welcome to the Dog Show.
How dare you make me listen to all that Steelers hate before I get on the show, man? It's messed up. It's messed up, buddy. Like, I had to go after the guy that's talking about veterans and giving me tears, and then I come on, and then it's top 10. All of your top 10 jokes were from, like, 2010. So I had to sit through Le'Veon Bell and
Roger's still
James
catching up with
Harrison
pop culture, okay? He's like 10 years behind all the time.
But it's an absolute pleasure to be here, guys. I appreciate you allowing me to be on here.
Oh yeah, we're so happy to have you on. So, tell us a little bit about you. Like, you're a Steeler fan. You said you live a little bit outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not gonna give you too much information, so you don't track me down and steal my social security accounts and steal my ID and all that stuff. But I live outside Pittsburgh. I was a Steelers fan from birth. I was 5 years old and had a T-shirt that said, "You ain't a Steelers fan, you ain't shit." It was something that was built into my blood from day one. I was built to hate the Browns, not the players, but just the team. And but you've always just kind of been more of the laughing stock of the AFC. You know, I hated the Ravens because they always beat us, but this is honestly the first year where I can honestly tell you, like, I get nervous before a game for you guys. Like, you guys got your shit together. And then I woke up this morning, Deshaun Watson's dead. Obviously, worst contract in NFL history. And you just prove me right every day. Like last night, the NFL posted a tweet, and it was it said worst contract in NFL history was Russell Wilson. And just out of just the love that I have for Deshaun Watson, I put no. The worst contract is Deshaun Watson. I woke up in the morning and all of a sudden it had 40,000 views. That's when I found out that he's gone for this season. And honestly, he's 0-2 against the Steelers. I was looking forward to clowning his ass on Sunday, and it's not going to happen. And I feel bad for you guys because you put a lot of effort into that kid. But it is what it is, Browns. You know what I mean? Like I'm here to just talk about football and drink some beers
to
with you.
be fair, we traded Deshaun Watson. We traded a few first-round picks, but 2 of your first-round picks are a crappy starting running back and a crappy starting quarterback. So I guess
who are they again?
Picks might just be overrated in general.
Who are they again?
You don't know who your first round picks are. Okay.
No, I'm just
I
kidding.
think Harris.
Pickett.
No.
And
So
I don't know.
so
I don't know.
you're talking about Najee and Kenny. Kenny's 12-5. You know, he's a winner. It's 17 games. He's got a full season. 12-5 is a playoff team. So I know that he lately has been managing the game, and it hasn't been pretty. But this team has found a way to win, and there's really.
That's what
I'm on the Kenny Pickett love train, man. And the thing is that, and I tried to say it to you guys before when I first met you, is that I respect Browns fans because you guys can go 0-16 and still love the living shit out of your team. We Monday morning after a win are trying to fire our quarterback, and that disloyalty of the Steelers sometimes really bothers me. But I believe I'm a Kenny Pickett supporter, man. I think that he's the guy. I think he hasn't had the right support. I don't care about first round pick, third round pick, offensive coordinator. I think he's an inherent winner, and I'm that guy. It's gonna stand behind him.
You got to
Is
believe
it
in your
hard
quarterback,
to-
man.
What's that?
I said you got to believe in your quarterback. You know what I
You
mean?
have
You got
to.
to believe in him.
How are you not going to be a fan? Listen, you guys supported a guy that came with a lot of controversy, and I'm not going to get into it. But like, if he paid off some people, they might have done something. And you guys came in and was like, "Listen, this is my dude." And even listening to you guys earlier today, you said, "That's my guy." It's hard to see him go. It's sad to not see your team support your players regardless of who they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it hard to chew food without a lot of teeth?
I have all of my teeth, 32 of them.
Oh,
And they're white. Actually, I don't even do meth. Just so you know.
hey, even
I know
Andy does meth.
that's very common up here. But we do not. There's no meth being done in this house.
Sorry, I'm just kidding. What about your offensive coordinator? Is he the guy or is he someone
Fuck
else?
Matt Canada. Listen, bro. Listen, I'll tell you this right now. Listen, I don't know if you saw the post going around with the giant billboard that we put up in Pittsburgh that said "Fire Matt Canada."
I saw it on Twitter.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah.
So
I did see it.
I photoshopped that. That is literally a secret for the Steelers organization. Nobody knows that. Antonio Brown shared it. 3 million people saw it. They thought we actually put that billboard up. I photoshopped it. I have been the biggest proponent to getting rid of Matt Canada. After watching the Bills get rid of their offensive coordinator on Sunday, I don't know why we stick with him. I think that his
Kaiser Sose of the Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I love it.
wait was say that
Kaiser
again?
Sose.
But I mean, but it is. But if you're a fan and not just a hater, like you're gonna do what you got to do. But yeah, I had Antonio Brown and I are now friends on Twitter, and he shared 3 of my picks, and one of them was the billboard. The other one was the Fire Matt Canada.
Use him as a character witness.
He's your friend?
Yeah, he literally follows me, and he shared my Fire Matt
Use him
Canada
as a
taco
character
sauce.
witness.
I'm just fucking kidding you. Listen, I'm telling you, just calm down. I said the taco
Hold on,
sauce
hold on.
team,
I
and him as our
follow
offensive
you.
coordinator.
I just want to point that I follow you, but I'm not your friend.
What? Yeah, you are.
No.
Look at this. You don't want to be friends with this. Look at this. Come on, buddy.
I love you, man, but if you were
All right.
I would not, piss
Yeah,
off.
it's different. Me and Antonio is different than me and you. It's
Good
different.
All right,
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Hey, did he bang Brady's wife?
Who? Antonio?
Yeah.
Yeah, twice.
That's what I think happened.
Against sources.
That's what I think happened.
I have,
But yeah, no. Listen. I don't think Matt Canada is the guy. I understand that he has a relationship with Pickett for a long time, and that's easy for everybody. But no, I don't think he's the guy, and I think he's holding them back.
all right. Fair enough. We're
enough,
going to play a little game we like to play on this show called podcast Spit Sip Chug, which I'm going to read a statement. We're all going to go around the horn. If you strongly agree, you're going to chug. If you disagree, you're going to spit. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you're going to sip. Okay?
So do I have to? Where do I spit? I'm in my living room. Like just spit?
Yeah.
Andy. Yeah,
right.
Andy. Yeah, you can.
All right.
I mean,
I'll
Fans, they usually spit on their wives.
If you pull up the sash there, there's a creek probably running right down the mountain. You just spit right out into the creek.
My wife's in the next room. I'll just have her come over. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I got you.
A Pittsburgh tradition.
All right.
BG, if you wave if you want to come on and answer one of these questions. He's still in the green room. So.
We got
it. Roger, we're going to start with you. And unfortunately, you're not allowed to sip on this.
No sipping?
Nope.
Damn it. All right.
But AJ, you can sip if you want. All right. Statement number one. And again, we're going to make this like about our team, not like the statement is not going to be about the Browns or the Steelers, whatever. It's going to be about your team. So first one is my team's quarterback, which for the three of us is the Browns. Obviously for AJ, it's the Steelers. My team's quarterback will be here 2 seasons from now. Roger.
I want to show which one.
Are you talking about DTR?
My team's quarterback.
Yeah, however you want to answer.
Hey, I'm chugging on it. I'm chugging on it. Whether it's DTR or Deshaun Watson. We're locked into Deshaun Watson. He's not going anywhere. And DTR, have you seen Andrew Berry come off of a draft pick? It takes him 3 years. So absolutely, both of them are going to be. I'm chugging on that.
All right. BG wants to jump on. I'm going to let him come on and answer
All
this
right,
one.
go ahead, BG.
So what's the question again? I'm not in the garage now, by the way. And I'm in the man cave.
Quarterback will be here 2 years from now.
Our quarterback.
Which one? Say this again.
So
Pick
yeah,
one.
if you're a Browns fan,
Pick
I
one.
would say Deshaun Watson will be here 2 years from now. That would be the statement.
Nick Foles.
Chug.
He's chugging.
Chugging.
PJ Walker.
Jay Walker.
He wishes. He wishes. I gotta get another beer. Oh my god.
Do you want to?
I'll be right back.
All right. Well, I mean, that was
All right, yeah. We'll
Yeah.
bring him in on another one.
AJ. We're on you now.
Yeah.
Do you
shit.
think
Kenny
Yeah.
Pickens.
Mittenhand will be here
Oh.
2 years from now?
Absolutely. He is the future of the AFC North.
Man.
And not only is he going to lock down the MVP of the AFC North this year, he will be back next year with his Josh Allen breakout year.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait, what do I do? What do I do? Spit?
No, that's a
You're
chug.
agreeing. You're
Oh.
agreeing with your quarterback staying for 2 years.
Yeah, you agreed, so you chug.
So this is Kenny Pickett's beer, right? Boom. We're in.
Hey, you know, I called at Dick's Sporting Goods last year and tried to get Kenny Pickett, tried to get small receivers gloves, and I called at Dick's Sporting Goods and Kenny Pickett. They didn't have any.
Not in the youth section.
He bought them all. Bought all the extra.
Well, I
small
guess it's
gloves.
on Ross.
Well, you know, he took all that growing for his hands and sent it to his balls. You know what I mean?
Ah.
I think he has a pretty hot girlfriend or wife or whoever she is, right?
Yeah. There's some rumors on that one too. So I'm not gonna get into that.
So for me, I'm gonna chug on this. I think contractually, I'm going to double chug, I guess. We're going to have DTR and we're going to have Deshaun for 2 more years. It's like Roger said, Andrew Berry doesn't give up his draft pick. We traded away our backup quarterback that we need right now because Andrew Berry believes in our backup. So we'll have both quarterbacks for the next 2 years. And just a little shout out. I happen to have an Iron City on me.
Oh, that's my man right there. Look at that.
So just to pay,
yeah, you brought
you. I was in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago. I grabbed a 6-pack just because.
Respect. But regardless if he's there in 2 years, you're still paying him in 2 years.
We have no choice. So
you have no
I
choice.
have to agree with the statement, whether he's good or bad. No one's trading for that.
That's a gimme.
All right. Yeah, I'm chugging on this, obviously.
Contractually, we have to chug on it.
Deshaun Watson will be with the team regardless if his shoulder implodes or whatever happens. He's here.
He never has to play again. He's making money, bro.
I mean, look, if Kenny Pickett is still with the Steelers 2 years from now, that would be literally like the greatest thing that could ever happen in my life, because that guy is awful. So I'm hoping AJ's right on that one. Probably won't.
That makes me so happy to hear, dude. I love you and respect you, but that makes me happy. You saved my whole night by saying that.
Bad.
Appreciate you.
I understand how you could. I mean, I watched Colt McCoy and I knew he sucked. Why?
Dude, you have like 50 quarterbacks in the last 20 years. You got rid of the only good quarterback you ever had with Baker Mayfield, bro.
AJ, can you at least like understand that I know what a shitty quarterback looks like? That guy is a piece of shit.
Okay.
I know this.
What about Josh Dobbs?
Josh Dobbs is a horrible quarterback. Like Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm out of the fucking zone, man.
Hey, that
listen, Josh Dobbs is killing it. You know you'd want Josh Dobbs right now. You know you'd want Baker Mayfield right now.
He will kill it for like maybe one more game, and then he will get exposed beyond belief. He was your third string quarterback for like a while, and then you let him go to the Browns. Like, he's not good. He will not be good.
Baker,
he's on a good team that has been playing some bad teams. There's no way Josh Dobbs is going to make the Minnesota Vikings be a playoff team. It's not going to happen.
He could have made the Browns be a playoff team.
No, he wouldn't. He would.
You know what? Everybody.
He would have been PJ Walker on the Browns. We won games with PJ Walker. We would have won games with
before he left the Browns. He was no better than statistically than a PJ Walker or a DTR or any backup. He just had this like little miraculous little fairy tale thing going on.
Yeah, he's got this Gardner Minshew shit going on, like this. Fitzpatrick.
Man, I like.
You know what I mean? Like,
man, I like a guy in a mullet's my kind of guy.
All right, let's move on to segment number 2.
Well,
all right,
that's not fair because Josh Dobbs can't grow any hair on his head, dude. So if he could have a mullet, he would.
That's true.
He would.
Yes. Right. Says that her loving husband hopes he's a Minnesota Vikings fan. He'll take them to the playoffs and. Yeah, for Jess, I agree. For you, I hope that happens, but it's not going to happen. Although, I will say, Minnesota Vikings are playing really good. See what happens. Probably not going to be able to.
Pete Schnapps is kicking in.
Sorry.
A glass of 20 shots is kicking in just a little bit.
We're going to move on.
Schnapps is kicking in.
We're going to move on to statement number 2. My team, and AJ, let's start with you. My team is making the playoffs this year.
Ooh. I would agree before this morning. I don't think that you got enough offense without Nick Chubb.
No, you're talking about your team.
My team. Yeah, they're absolutely making the playoffs. If the Bengals win this Thursday, we're number 1 in the AFC North. So, I mean, that is, I know it's hard to hear, and it's not necessarily normal, and I wouldn't expect it, but at that rate, if the Jags lose on Sunday, like, we're number 1 in the AFC. So I don't think we deserve to be there, but we're definitely making the playoffs.
All right.
Hey, do they hand those drugs out for free in Pittsburgh? Do they just come to your door and give them to you?
Well, there's this. There's a guy in northeastern Ohio that I get them from named Roger.
I don't doubt that either, though.
He sends me that shit in the mail, bro. Don't worry about it. FedEx.
Hand delivers them.
All right. Ross, is your team making the playoffs this year?
I got a chug on it. My not so great Iron City beer, but I'm drinking anyway.
Nobody said it was good, dude.
Hey, if it's cheap and it's drinkable. I'm chugging on it. I got a $20 future bet on the Browns to make the playoffs, so I'm not going to let the backup quarterback situation steer my opinion that will make it. We got a couple of our really hard games out of the way already with the 49ers and Ravens, and those are a couple wins there. We don't have the hardest schedule remaining in the AFC, so let's just say we got to get 4 more wins the rest of the season. That's totally attainable. I'm not chasing the division title. I'm just trying to make the playoffs at this point. And I think that's totally doable. The AFC is a bloodbath. Heck, a 9-win team could end up making it just because everyone's beating each other up.
I don't wait to make the playoffs, and I agree with that.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Ross said everything perfectly. The Browns are still going to be able to make the playoffs. I believe it. I'm going to chug. Roger.
You know what? I'm chugging on that. I'm going to chug my Iron City Turnpike Series 1999. The Turnpike Series is back. 6-pack. They're from 99, so they're 20. 20 I can't. Nobody told me there's going to be math on here.
They better be
24
cold.
years old. No, I'm chugging some Edmund Fitzgerald Great Lakes Brewery is what I'm chugging.
So good. Love it.
I'm looking at the schedule. Starting this Sunday, win. Rams, win. Jaguars, Bears, Jets. We got the Jets. I think the only team we're going to lose to is the Texans because C.J. Stroud, and I'm a Michigan fan, but this kid's ridiculous. We're winning the rest of the games out with DTR. How about that?
All right.
There's not a team on the schedule we can't beat with this defense we got.
The Steelers played Stroud, and he was absolutely electric, man. Like,
He's
good
crazy,
luck.
man. He's crazy. I'm a Michigan fan.
Good, man.
Who got the better end of that deal, the Texans or the Browns? Oh, there's a question.
The Texans, absolutely.
Jesus.
All right.
They develop players in Houston.
Do they?
Then
We're
they get them.
number 3. My team's elite pass rusher is more deserving of defensive player of the year.
Son of a bitch.
Bible.
Here we go.
Wait, hold on.
It's on Ross.
I knew this was
I'm
coming.
starting it, I guess.
You're going to be last. You'll be last.
Oh,
this
absolutely. I
time.
feel like I gotta get like a whole nother beer for this just so I can do the biggest chug of all time.
So who is the question for? Me?
It's,
No,
I'm
no,
I'm
no,
starting it off.
Ross is
Oh,
going
all of
first.
All of us will do it, yeah.
All right.
Oh,
not
Myles
going
Garrett's
first.
definitely gonna run away with the award. He's got the best defense in the league. I know the Steelers are close by, but we're the best one. And you know what's the difference this year? We've said it a few times the last few weeks. Myles Garrett's kind of doing what TJ Watt has done in the past few seasons, not just getting the sack on a meaningless drive, but getting a sack when it matters and when it's game changing. And I think that's showing. The national media knows it. He'll get the votes. Myles Garrett's making huge plays when it matters, and they're completely game changing. Like he had the critical sack at the end of last game. You know, he had like strip fumbles, which we're used to at this point because our defense is so nuts and he's benefiting from it. But this is the year for it. He's been in the running before, but this right now, I'd say he's the favorite, and I don't see any reason that's going away.
All right. Personally, I'm just gonna make it simple. Myles Garrett is unbelievably talented. TJ Watt's really, really fucking good. But the difference is Myles Garrett's not going to charge $50 for a fucking autograph. So drop it.
All right. I want to sip on this because I got a pretty good sip. I want to sip on this, but I'm chugging on it because
Listen,
first of all,
if you want his autograph, I'll give you the $50, bro.
Wait your turn, Roger.
I wasn't a big Miles fan because when he come out, just like Deshaun Watson said, he didn't show up to the Senior Bowl. Myles Garrett was like telling Jimmy Joe, "Come get me," basically. He wanted to be a cowboy. That's where he grew up. And I understand that's where he grew up, but still, I take that shit personal. So I was hard on Myles the whole time. Sometimes he looked like he was loafing, or he was just. What I realized is that he was out there by himself for a long time. He's got talent at every level. He's got talent on a defensive line. There's no way. He's already won it. He's already mail it to his house. He's already won it. And I'm going to tell you this in closing. One of the top 10s that didn't make it was the Good Watt JJ bobblehead night at whatever stadium they play in now, the old Heinz Field. They were having the Good Watt brother JJ bobblehead night in Pittsburgh. So that's where we're at with that. All right, it's your turn.
You're talking about me. It's my turn.
Not you.
All right, let's go back to your list being from 2022 or 21. But listen, Myles Garrett's a fucking beast, man. He's built like Phillip Rivers, but with the muscles like he's long and strong and fast and lean, and he can get in there and he can make plays happen. But the difference between a 3-4 defense and a 4-3 defense is this. TJ Watt goes back in coverage. He makes plays happen besides just the pass rush. And I think that looking at his sack record and looking at the fact that he is only second to Reggie White for the first 100 games or for his first 100 sacks, or first 100 games, 80 sacks, is indicative of he's also supposed to cover 30% of the time. He's supposed to drop back in coverage. Myles Garrett can rush the quarterback every single time, and he can focus on the rush every single time. And I think that when it comes to dynamics, and you look at the stats side by side, if they both have 10 sacks, that's great. But the ability of TJ Watt to do just that much more this year, based on the numbers, makes him the front runner for DPOI. If he gets hurt or his numbers fall back, Myles Garrett's definitely the guy. But I think it's between the two of them. But right now, I think TJ has the edge. I really do. He has interceptions. Myles doesn't have any of those. The strip fumbles, the touchdown recovery. Myles has none of those things. But Myles does disrupt a lot of plays. But I just think right now, 60-40, TJ Watt.
Who asked this guy to come on?
You did. I don't have to come back, bro. I'm not here. You're not paying me or anything.
Hey, everybody wins.
Hey, you know what? I said once that I watched TJ Watt like chase plays down, and sometimes I see Myles just like standing there like, no, TJ Watt's a hell of a football player, but he's not better than Myles.
They're both great. I hate comparing the two of them, man. I really do.
Oh yeah, I think we all know that. We just gotta defend our guy.
If it wasn't for PFF, none of us would even complain about it.
Yeah. What are they like 0.125 points separated or something?
But you know what though? I think the difference this year is Myles Garrett is such a game changer. He can be in the MVP category and not just the Defensive Player of the Year award.
And BG wants to come on and say something, so let's let him say.
BG. Oh, here it comes. Fully loaded.
Okay, first of all, this whole conversation about TJ Watt and Myles Garrett is so it's so colluded, it's not even funny. If you're going to compare, like you just pointed out, TJ Watt in coverage because he's a linebacker, okay, then you need to start comparing him to a Lawrence Taylor and people like that. But you cannot compare him to a Reggie White. And here's the reason why. Reggie White was a true defensive end. Myles Garrett, if we're going to throw the name Reggie White out there, is about to tie the NFL record, which was set by Reggie White with 3 consecutive seasons of 16 plus sacks.
PG's got notes, man.
But what about JJ? Because JJ Watt was a linebacker, and he's the 3rd place for sacks.
Again, we're talking about linebackers. So
we should separate the two.
Exactly. It's not a fair comparison. So if you're going to compare, if there's another defensive end in today's game that you're going to compare Myles Garrett to, it would have to be like a Nick Bosa. You follow what I'm saying?
True. Absolutely.
It's because the word edge rusher is now in play, which was never in play as long as I've been watching football. The conversation gets so convoluted, it's crazy, okay? Because you can, back in the day, consider Lawrence Taylor an edge rusher because of how many sacks he piled up, how many pressures he piled up.
So as a defensive lineman too.
Exactly. So and that's why this whole PFF thing with Myles and TJ gets so convoluted. It's crazy.
I agree with that.
Separate positions. You see
I agree with that.
Look at BJ clear in the air.
So I had to bring that up because I've had this conversation a million times over, and I actually had this conversation. I'll be real quick. I'll be done. People compared Bosa, Myles, and TJ to who's the best edge rusher. Okay. Well, Myles, statistically, if you look at it, is right there with all of them. You're splitting hairs between the 3 if you really think about it. Okay. However, there is one glaring difference. Look at what Nick Bosa has had to work with your Armsteads, your Moore, and everybody else that he's had on that defensive line in San Francisco. And look at what TJ has had throughout his time in Pittsburgh, your Tuitts, your Haywards, your Highsmiths, your Duprees, so on and so forth. Myles has had nobody of significance until this year. So when we start talking about that conversation, yes, you're splitting hair because they're all tremendous athletes. They're all tremendous edge rushers. But when it comes to being a true defensive end, he's about to tie Reggie White for 16 consecutive sacks in 3 seasons, and he'll probably break that record next year, which is an NFL record. So I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention.
That's a great point. That's a great point. But Myles Garrett gets the opportunity to rush the passer every single down.
Exactly. That's what defensive ends do.
TJ Watt has to go back in coverage 30% of the times, but still makes the same numbers.
Correct.
And I think that's kind of like our argument. Like, if he can get 10 sacks and he can get 10 sacks, but 1/3 of the time he's not even rushing the passer.
Yeah, but there's an element of surprise.
But he needs to
Myles Garrett, they know he's coming after it. With Watt, the offense has to react to, is he coming or is he playing? So that element is also plays into where his numbers, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's Myles has got his ears pinned back.
And none of you might have saw a picture that I made, but it was Myles Garrett saying, "I got the most boo, I scared yous," because PFF will grade you on whether or not your quarterback got scared of you. You know what I mean? So getting there and not getting there or disrupting a play, that PFF is kind of.
You know what? One of the complaints I have with PFF. I mean, it's good for some things. It really is. It truly is. But the other part of it is they could make bad players look good just based on numbers. And I think that's where a lot of this gets lost in. So
we fixed PFF on dog show.
I mean, it's like a union contract. Okay. Yeah. There's so many languages in a union contract where everything is debatable. And it's, I don't know. Sometimes PFF it serves its purpose, but most of the time it's convoluting because like I said, it'll make players who are garbage look good because of a rating.
I mean, my opinion on PFF is If I have
Numbers
a
do
strong
lie.
opinion and it backs up my opinion, I share it. If it doesn't back up my opinion, I shit on it.
Exactly.
That's exactly the point of PFT.
Just
Yeah,
like a union
I go to
contract. Exactly.
Absolutely.
And
I can
was
agree
a
with you guys on that.
Andy's
I
yawning.
was a
He's ready to
union
pass
delegate
out.
for Packard Electric for a
Well,
long
we got to
time.
get through the
Right?
spit sip
I'm
chug
telling
because
you what I'm
Andy's going to
saying.
pass out.
He's gonna pass out. Let's get to the next piss him chug.
All right, BG, you stay in
Thanks,
here.
BG.
We're gonna go 2 more questions.
But we got Oscar walk-off music if you start going too long.
All right. We're AJ. We're at you.
What's
We're
up?
sorry, too. My rival team's head coach will be here 2 years from now.
Yes. But you're not my rival.
No, you're saying Stefanski will be here 2 years from now, or
I do think.
No,
I
but
do
it's-
think. Listen, man, I can't hide it. Stefanski has done a good job of coming in and making the Browns a relevant team. I told you guys in the beginning, it's the first year that I was like kind of almost nervous playing the Browns, and I'm not just saying that to be like a jerk, but like it was like Stefanski's got his team together. Your defense looks good. Your offense was on point. Chubb was running his goddamn ass off. I think that Stefanski has pulled your team around, and I really believe that he'll still be there for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I think he's a good coach. I do. So I got to give that to you.
all right. BG, do you think Tomlin will be there 2 years from now?
Tomlin will leave on his own terms. When Tomlin's ready to go, he'll leave. And whether that's a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years, that's just how the Rooneys move. Okay. The Rooneys are not going to fire anybody. Especially a guy who's never had a losing season. Both Cowher and God, help me out.
Chuck Noll?
Yeah, both Cowher and Chuck Noll.
That was
pretty much-
another
That's
top
good.
10 that Chuck
They-
Noll troll giveaway.
They pretty much left on their own terms. So if I'm to go ahead and guess on it right now, yeah, Tomlin will be here 2 years from now.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to chug.
Oh, I got to chug. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, Tomlin's going to be there the next 2 years. No matter what happens, he's got a pretty solid track record. He's 6-3 with this quarterback right now. If he can survive with Kenny Pickett,
Hey, wait a minute. That's AJ's. That's
And you know what?
AJ's
What the fuck, man?
quarterback.
Come on.
plus
No,
he
but
gets-
it's true. It's true. It's
and
true.
that's why it's probably the number one reason he's not firing Matt Canada. Because if the season goes sideways, he could just blame Matt Canada. He's got another 2 years on him. So he's playing.
Listen, man, we retired a Hall of Fame quarterback that was in there for 17 years, and during a rebuild season, still maintained a winning record.
Yeah,
You know, he's going to stick around.
he's
Like,
legit. He's a real head coach.
yeah, like he's made it
deals
work.
He deals with the press. He puts a lot of responsibility on his coordinators. That's a good head coach, and he wins. So he'll be there in 2 more years. And like BG said, the Steelers just keep their coaches, and it's worked out really well.
Yeah, it kind of makes me laugh.
Kinda.
So many.
Kind of.
And AJ, I don't know what you think, but it kind of makes me laugh when I hear all these Steeler fans calling for Tomlin's head. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you serious? Really?
It drives me nuts, dude.
I mean, wow.
I think that goes into the original point that I made when I first started talking is that Steelers fans just ain't loyal. Like, you guys are loyal to your team when you're 0-16. You're loyal to your quarterback right now when he's unproven. We win a game, we're 6-3, and they're like, fire the quarterback. Fuck Mike Tomlin. Like, I do think that the Steelers fans in general are just, they live on vitriol and they're less supportive of their people. But Mike Tomlin's been that guy. Like, he's been that guy. I can see, like, Belichick right now, it's easy to see that he was carried by Tom Brady. But Ben has left and Tomlin's still winning. And I think that says a lot just in that right there.
All right. So I'm going to answer this. Yeah, I think he'll be there for 2 years from now, and I'm hoping you will. Hope Pickett's there too. It's an amazing combination of going 9-7 every fucking year. So hell yeah, hope there for 15 years.
fucking better than 7-9, bro.
I'm chugging. First of all, I mean, the coaches that they've moved on from, what, he's the fourth coach ever?
Third.
It's like you have to they've never had a season as bad as 5 of the Browns seasons. And they've moved on from and it's taken 40 years to do it. But Mike Tomlin, he's like a jailhouse keeper because you don't hear anything from like Antonio Brown. You never heard a peep out of him until he left Pittsburgh. How many other diva wide receivers have been through Pittsburgh as soon as they get out of there? But you don't hear anything out of. He'll kick your ass. Mike Tomlin runs a tight ship. I said at one point that give Mike Tomlin the Browns roster, and we win a Super Bowl. He's just a football coach, man. I think he knows how to control a locker room. Yeah, Mike Tomlin will be there until Mike Tomlin decides to leave, I think.
And I think that it follows up your question, like, how do I feel about Steelers fans calling for his head? Idiots. Like, come on, like that.
Yeah.
Your point right there is absolutely it.
Right.
He's the guy. We may not have the players.
They should
we may
try
not
Hugh
make
Jackson.
it. Yeah.
Tell him to try Hugh Jackson for a couple fucking years. And they'll beg for a Mike Tomlin.
All right. Are we ready to go to our last question? Statement,
Andy.
Let me chug this in.
Here he goes. Nice. All right, Roger, we're going to start with you on this one. Can't sip. You gotta make it.
Oh, Andy's gone. He's wasted.
Very weak. All right. My team, the Browns or the Steelers, has a much more clear path to victory than my rival next season.
Next season?
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
I don't even know what the fuck's going on next week.
Right.
Who do you got kicking it
Yeah,
off?
yeah. If they take some money and sign Jacoby Brissett to be our backup because Deshaun Watson's like a China fucking doll, and he won't stop running the football, so he's going to be on the IR all the fucking time. So if we get a backup quarterback, a solid veteran that can just play football and not turn the ball over, then okay, next year, yay, go Browns.
All right. AJ, what do you think?
So I think that, and in all honesty, you guys put everything into this season. The $65 million cap hit that Deshaun Watson gets next year is going to cripple you guys, and it's going to be like that for the next 2 years. So Chubb leaving on an injury without a contract is going to leave you feeling like, how are we going to pay this running back? Is he worth the amount of money that he should get after the injury? And do we have enough money to pay for Chubb and Deshaun Watson and then turn around and pay Amari Cooper and Myles Garrett? And honestly, Zadarius Smith has been a complete disappointment for you guys. So where do you spend your – it's true. Where do you spend that extra? Because you're taking $19 million in your cap hit this year. You're taking an extra $50 million on Deshaun. So who do you cut? So next year doesn't look as good as this year for you. I think you put everything into this year, and it didn't actually necessarily pan out. I hope you make the playoffs, but I think next year is going to be a little bit more complicated for you. I really do.
Hey, after hearing all that math, AJ was one of the 10,000 that got in for free that day.
Wow. BG, you have to have a lot to say
Fuck yeah.
to that.
Okay. This is it's I'm just going to put it in simple terms because it'll take too long to explain the whole thing. All right, AJ, to your point, and everybody else who really doesn't understand it. I'm not saying that you don't understand it, but I'm just going to bring something to light. Andrew Berry this season, with all the restructuring and all of the cash that Jimmy Haslam has, he's spending money now that he would be spending 2 years from now. So he's actually 2 years ahead of the game. So what he has done so far this year he will be able to sustain roster structure for the next 3 years. And as long as we are continuing to spend the upfront money that we're spending, we will be able to sustain that for probably the next 8 to 9 years.
Do you believe, not to interrupt, do you believe that you will give Nick Chubb a new contract?
Yes.
Yes. But somehow
one that he deserves, not this Saquon Barkley holdout contract. Like, you're going to give him what he deserves.
they'll work.
We already
something out.
did.
Yeah. He's been paid.
After the injuries and the multiple injuries.
They have enough money and they have enough intelligence in that building to be able to structure it.
Yeah, it'll be like
And oh, by the way, before Nick went down, okay, he was in the plans of what you're talking about right now. Was what you're talking about being able to pay him next year? That was already in the works. This is what I'm trying to say. I really can't go into it because it'll take a long time to try to explain. But I've talked to 2 different capologists, and the reason why the Browns are able to sustain this is because of the actual cash that's being spent, not the just restructuring and kicking the can down the road. So in other words, if I'm going to offer somebody just the simple terms, $12 million, I'm paying him $11 million in a signing bonus, and I'm carrying that $1 million hit on the salary cap. But that's cash that has to be spent up front. I know it's difficult to understand, but believe me, I've been through the same conversation.
Dog Chug audience is usually drinking, so they're probably very confused.
Just know this. The Browns are in really good shape because of the money of their owner to be able to sustain this roster for the next 2 to 3 years currently. And then they'll just redo it all over again. And, oh, by the way, 75% already of the roster is due to come back next year. So, yeah, I think the Browns will be in good shape next year going forward.
All right. I am going to do a simple sip. I know it's kind of lame.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to do the sip. My bad.
Nobody did this. Yeah.
I'm doing a sip because I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have a running back coming back from a season-ending injury, a quarterback that was just shaking off the rust coming back, and he's going to have to shake off the rust again, and then he has to get better for 6 games into the season again. Just too many question marks. But there is the potential to go all in next year because we will have first-round draft picks, not next year, but the year after again, that we can finally trade away and maybe acquire that midseason guy or off-season guy that we go all on next year. So I don't know. It's a crapshoot next year. I don't know if we'll do better than our rivals or not. We got a division with Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, so it's really difficult to win a division with those quarterbacks. But that other quarterback in Pittsburgh, I'm not too worried about.
If you really want to understand the salary cap structure, look up Jack Duffin.
Oh, Jack Duffin nails it. Yeah, he's got it down.
Yeah, he comes into my spaces many a times. I've gone into his spaces many a times. Jack and I communicate a lot. He's a capologist, and he has it down to a science. And he literally painted the picture of the Browns' future 3 to 4 years down.
Does Andrew Berry teach a capology class at Cleveland State yet?
He must.
Or is that only offered at Harvard?
No, I don't know. But
I gotta Google that shit. Is capology a real word?
Well, bracketology is a thing, so capology is probably right there.
It's not. I'm fucking Googling that shit.
Yeah, no, capologists are for real.
I just want to say, like,
oh yeah, that's a thing.
You're putting
That's
the
a thing.
screws to Andrew Berry today, and he was like, "No one's gonna pity us. Like, we got to figure out how to win, and that's what we're all focused on." It was a really cool way that whatever. The messaging from the Browns front office was phenomenal today, given everything that's happened. These guys, I respect them.
Did you see though the Deshaun Watson announcement? Everyone on Reddit was shitting on it because it was clearly made in Chat GPT. They actually spelled out MRI and what it was, like with the words, and then put MRI in brackets. Like AI totally released the press statement for the Browns. We're just so analytical that we have ChatGPT making our press announcements now.
Fair enough.
So what you're saying is Deshaun Watson has people fill out his statements for him. Is what you're saying? Interesting.
No, this came from the Browns.
No, he said the Browns front office did.
Yeah, legally they make sure that he says exactly what he's supposed to say.
All right.
My wife fills out statements for me.
This has been a phenomenal episode of the Dog Chug. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. You guys are all amazing. I hope AJ, the Steelers, do a good job on Sunday.
Yeah, except for
Good luck,
Sunday.
Lee, so we get the dub.
No. Seriously, good luck to you. Hopefully, everybody comes out of this game in good health, but hopefully,
you.
we kick your ass too.
Listen, bro. Listen, let me at least say something to you guys. Listen, it's been a pleasure to be on here. We all have different opinions, but you guys are great people, and I appreciated the opportunity to just spit game with you guys. You know what I mean?
You're in. You're in.
I love you guys, man. Like, it is what it is. You're probably the first 4 Browns I've ever liked.
Hey, listen, all respect and love, and please remember your veterans. That's all I could say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're in every Pittsburgh game. You're coming on. You're part of the Dog Chug rotation.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
We
See
won't
next
see you
year.
in the play. We won't see you in the playoffs.
You
We'll
won't.
see you next year.
Absolutely not.
We'll be in the playoffs. You guys will be at home resting.
Yeah, okay. I'll look you up, brother.
All right.
All right. Go Browns. And yeah, it's fun. Drink if you got them.
All right,
Man,
here we
Andy's
go.
alive.
I'm so drunk.